Hi guys, so today I'm going to be reviewing part 2 of the Vets at Hope Green books. This is called Follow Your Heart. So in case you didn't know, this is going to be released in like a physical form, I think, during June as like a whole one book, but for the time being it's being released kind of as and when every so often, and it will be split into 4 parts, just in case you didn't know. So it's technically one book, but currently it's being released as an ebook as 4 separate parts. So in part 2 we're back with Sam again in her London job as a receptionist at a vet's, and after spending some time with Nana and obviously some of the situations that happened during that, she's just been thinking about wanting to move back permanently and to try and sort out her relationship with Adam and obviously the unborn child. So that's basically the premise of the second book, and we continue from there really. So this is going to be my non-spoilery and then a spoilery discussion on this book, but I'll let you know when we get to the spoiler parts. Before we go any further, I just want to say that I have received this as a read for review from the publishers and author through NetGalley, so thank you very much to those people involved, but that doesn't sway my opinion at all. You guys know that I'm 100% honest when it comes to reviewing products and reviewing books for you guys, so there's that. So again, this got 5 stars from me. This was another fantastic instalment into the book. I've really kind of latched onto this series slash book, I don't know how you want to call it, and I'm really enjoying the experience reading it. As the title implies, Follow Your Heart, we're following Sam as, of course, she decides to actually follow her heart, her feelings, and do what she thinks is best for herself and her unborn baby. So we do see a lot of big changes in terms of her lifestyle and the decisions she makes, and I think it was quite strong of her and quite brave for her to do so, even though some of the characters quite frankly display their dislike and protest towards her decisions. As we read on in this part of the book, I actually ended up connecting a hell of a lot more with Sam. I just feel like she's such a realistic character. She's not perfect, she has her flaws, but that's what makes her relatable to me. And there's a lot of circumstances in this book to do with Sam that I feel like, oh my god, I've had a similar experience. You know, I've had similar life experiences. I'm only young, she's about 10 years older than me in the book, but you know, I feel like we can connect on that level, which is really nice to have in a main character. But yeah, as I say, you know, she's not perfect, she does things that annoy me sometimes, but for the most part I think, oh my god, I would really get on with this woman. Seeing Nana again was great. At the beginning of the book, after obviously losing Rufus in the first book, we see her quite depressed and quite sad, and it was really upsetting to see Nana like this because she's always so with it and enjoying life, you know. So when she does get a bit more happier and, you know, decides, you know, life goes on or whatever, it's really nice to see her in that mood. I love that despite how she was feeling throughout the book, she still had her nice little advice with, I'm not saying anything, I'm just your nan. I just love that. It adds some witty humour, and you know, again, it's another relatable aspect sort of thing. I did like that we got some more character development on the village characters, and in particular the relationship between, or the friendship or whatever, between Sam and Izzy, Sam and David, and again the situation between Sam and Joe Bradley the vet. It was just nice to have some more substance to those characters and see a bit more about them and really kind of build them up and grow them up as a character. Honestly, I've really not found anything that I disliked about this part of the book. I just really had a good time enjoying it, and that clearly shows in my 5-star review. So yeah, if you haven't already read this part of the book, or maybe you've read the first part and you're thinking, oh, do I carry on? I'd say totally carry on, because by this point now I've read the 3rd part and I'm waiting on the 4th part, and it's great. So yeah, that's my non-spoiler part of this review. I'm now going to go on to my spoilery parts. It's nothing too big, but you know, I'd prefer if you guys read it and went away and then came back and watched the rest, if that's what you intend to do. I think that's the best idea. So onto the spoilery section. I really like how Sheila Norton gives us kind of actual subtle facts in the terms of animals and I guess the problems with them. For example, she really addresses well the fact that animals, specifically cats in this example, are abandoned on a daily basis. Like, people move home and just leave their cats. People have a unfortunate change in circumstance and have to leave cats behind, animals behind, and then often the times they're left as strays, you know, no one to depend on, and it's sad and it's true. Another important fact that she said was that black cats, I haven't done my research but I've heard this many a times before, black cats are the most unwanted cats. They're left at the shelters. People go for like the other breeds or other kind of type of cats, I suppose, and they're often the ones that are left behind, which is sad. And I think the way she put that in didn't sound preachy or anything, and because obviously we're being faced with a new little animal called Ebony, or Sam names her Ebony, and you know, it's interesting that as we see, she's a nice little black cat and whatever, but she's embedded within that little storyline the facts about, you know, oftentimes these type of cats aren't wanted. She's trying to promote awareness and to sort of banish that, which I like, and she did it in a nice storytelling kind of way. Hope that didn't sound too rambly. I mean, that little message there certainly pulled at my heartstrings, and it's information that I already know, so hopefully it will just go to inform other readers that don't have that much information about the situation, and just kind of, you know, make them more self-aware of like, oh, okay, well maybe I shouldn't just go based on looks. I should go for personality. I should see, oh yeah, what's going to get a better source of life, you know, if I take that cat home with me. Yeah, I'm just getting a bit too into it now, but those are some of the thoughts I wanted to express. Sam's mother. I'm quite strongly getting a dislike to her. She instantly shut down Sam's just tiniest hint of wanting to maybe come back home with the baby on the way. She completely dismissed it, shut her down completely. I mean, I know they offered financial support and everything to her, but sometimes you just want the emotional support of family and supposedly loved ones, you know, and I don't feel like she was getting that from her parental figures. They really seem too self-absorbed in their own lives. I mean, yeah, they've worked hard for the stuff that they've got, they deserve it, but they're not really thinking about their children. And I know Sam has, I think, a couple of brothers or something. They're barely mentioned, so it's like she's an only child struggling on her own with a child coming up, you know, and I don't feel like anyone aside from Nana is giving her the support that she really needs. I think the mum really kind of manipulated the situation when she was basically saying, no Sam, you can't move home, plus it's not really what you want. You love London, you love this, you're a really independent woman. Yeah, that's motivating and bigging her up, but at the same time, no, you're using it in a way to try and, you know, deter her from doing possibly what she wants to do, which is moving out of London, because she doesn't like London. She enjoyed it the first however many years or whatever she lived there, but she really feels stuck in a rut, and I feel like her mum is trying her best not to hear that. And you know, that little passage there where they had that little conversation just proved that to me. People in this book just seem so inconsiderate to Sam and her feelings, and I don't understand why. I mean, it's very realistic, that happens every day in people's lives, but just reading about it really impacted me, I guess. Thinking back on it now, I didn't realise it impacted me as much as it did, but talking about it, I'm getting quite passionate about the situation actually. Adam. Jeez Louise, I'm glad he got dumped. He was, I really disliked him from the get-go pretty much. He was so vile to her when she announced about her pregnancy. He turned on her, he was rude, he was horrible, he was making a scene. It just wasn't nice. Like, it clearly wasn't a healthy relationship. Surprised he didn't go as far to ask if she was sure that the baby was his. I mean, I think he kind of hinted at it when he asked how long she'd known for. I feel like that was a sly little dig, like, you know, are you sure that it's mine? Is it when you went away to the village that time? I don't know what you was up to, you wasn't talking to me, sort of thing. I kind of got those vibes, but maybe that was just me reading too much into it. But he was a total jerk. I don't like him. I'm glad he's somewhat more out of the picture than he was. I just think he's a horrible character, but again, a very realistic one, unfortunately. So as soon as Sam mentioned visiting Nana again in Hope Green and the little black cat Ebony, I instantly knew. I just wanted her to be like, please Nana, adopt Ebony, take her. I just knew that was either going to be a match made in heaven and kind of give Nana a nice companion and sort of not get over the grief of losing her husband and then Rufus the dog, but just to kind of soften that a little bit, dampen it down, and just give her something else to look forward to, you know, waking up, you know, looking after another little life. Or I thought it was going to go in the direction of just, you know, ruining everything, making Nana super depressed, and just, you know, making Sam feel like crap and not knowing what to do with this little kitten that she loved so much but couldn't take to live with her in her flat, and obviously because she has a child on the way. So I was like, I thought that would be a good idea, but I was like, oh, which way is the author gonna play this, you know? I was hoping for the very positive one, and I'm glad I got that, but I was also aware that, oh god, this could go really badly. So the interview with Joe Bradley, when Sam finally moved to Hope Green and she was looking for a similar job, oh my gosh, he's just so condescending, and oh, it infuriated me in the way he was targeting her. He didn't even give her a chance, he was just assuming things. Why does he always think he can get away with making some really ludicrous presumptions about Sam to make her sound pathetic when she's really far from it, you know? Interview was, let's be honest, far more of an interrogation than an actual interview for a job. He was full on antagonising her, and I'm kind of happy in the way she responded, and obviously she got the job in the end, so she did something right. Anyway, those are just my spoilery thoughts, some of the things I wanted to highlight and talk about a bit more in depth. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know what you're thinking about the series so far. And if you're planning on getting the collected physical book, let me know too. I don't think I'd rush out and get it just because I've got them in ebook form, and you know, I'm happy with those just there. But it is a nice thing. I would recommend it. I've already recommended it to friends. I recommended it to Charlotte from Beadle Books. I think she's read the first one. I've recommended it to my friend Maria. She's bought the first part of the book, but she's not read it yet, I think. And I'm always recommending it to everyone, to be honest. So, and now I'm recommending it to, well, the people that went when I mentioned spoilers. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this, and I'll speak to you in another video soon. Bye.